Alright, so we're back in Gran Turismo. We're doing another daily race, but today we're racing at the Fuji International Speedway. This is a 16 lap race or 15 lap race with a mandatory pit stop. I decided to start the race on soft tires and a pit stop to switch to mediums. And we're going to be using the Ford GT. This is only my second race using this car. I do like it. Comment down below if you like the livery. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to follow and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Alright, so for qualifying, I only did like 4 laps. This was the best lap I had, so this is the one I'm showing. But like I said, I only did like 4 laps, and I was able to qualify like I think 5th, I think. Alright, so like I said, with the qualifying I was able to do, I qualified 5th, which isn't bad out of 16 people. It was honestly the track, I didn't feel like it was too difficult. I got it pretty easily. Long straight, and then a lot of very slow turns. Almost every turn was almost, you had to all the way go back down. It's a first gear, so it was almost a fully, slow track through the turns, and then just a really long straight. So it really wasn't a difficult track to learn, but yeah. Alright, so right off the start, the past one guy, because I don't know if he was AFK or he was just sleeping, but you saw him going to the wall there. But coming into this first turn, this turn is really easy to go too late on your brakes, and luckily, unfortunately, I went a little too deep on my brakes, went a little too wide. That Audi just flew off the rails. But I went too deep on my brakes and let the Mercedes through. But yeah, that turn was just really easy to go too deep in. That's what happened. And then here, I kind of missed my apex there and let another Lamborghini through, but luckily I saw a guy ahead had a 5/10 second penalty, so I knew how to pass him because of the penalty. But honestly, during the race, I was just really trying to remember that I have to pit, so I was trying to play a strategy game of trying to keep my tires as good, because I was planning to pit around like 5 to 6 laps in, because that's usually how many laps I do in normal races. This is a longer format of a race, but yeah. Alright, so 5 laps in, honestly, all the 5 laps I was literally just not battling anybody. But on lap 5, my tires were already really bad decaying. I felt like I was losing a lot of time, and I wasn't gaining any time to the guy in front of me. So I decided to pit, and honestly, I probably wasn't going another lap, but this guy did trick me. It looked like he was going into the pits, but then he ended up not going in. But it was fine anyways. I planned to pit on lap 5, but I thought I was going to be able to push a little bit longer. But I switched to medium. I started off on soft tires and switched to medium. Those were the mandatory tires that you needed to use. I don't know if that was the right decision, honestly, because I felt like I was losing a lot of time early on in the race, so I probably should have done it reverse. Yeah. Alright, so I ended up coming out of the pits in 7th, but it wasn't too bad because 6th and 5th are right there, and of course everybody in front of me has to pit still. So automatically I could just tell I'm much quicker than this BMW, so it was a pretty easy pass once I was able to. I was just quickly gaining on him from when I got out the pits. He lost his back a little bit here, and I was just right on him, and then he went way too wide, and I just went right up the inside. It was an easy pass, but yeah. Alright, so halfway through the race already, at on lap 7. The people ahead of me pit, so it puts me back in 4th. I had gained 2 positions because the person, like 2 people had went off track. Oh, and then I think like 1 left. But then coming out of the pits, person in 3rd is right on. It was right there. They kind of went way too into the dirt, but I kind of messed up also going to that turn, so I really lost the opportunity to pass them. But I thought I was close enough to catch them. So honestly, I started to lose hope because honestly, I thought I had a good line, but this guy was just kind of pulling for me. But luckily, coming into this turn right here, I guess he just missed his brake point, went way too deep in it, and went off track. And I was able to pass him pretty easily, of course, because he went off track. Honestly, I wish I had more to show you guys, but honestly, this race was pretty boring. But it was a good race. I went from 6th to 1st, but the guy in front of me right now, he ends up pitting, and I just pass him, and I build a huge gap. And then the guy behind me is like a 4-second gap the whole race. And then the guy in first ends up just leaving the race. If he never left, I would have never came in first because there was like a huge gap even after he pit. But yeah, so I wish there was more, but there's really not more to show you guys. Alright, so this is honestly the only last piece of racing. The guy, he comes up the inside, just pushing me out the inside, and I ended up getting the switchback. But he ends up getting a 2-second penalty for that, so I wasn't even worried if he passed me or not. So he had a 2-second penalty, and I wasn't worried if he passed me or not because even if he passes me, he's not going to gain a 2-second gap away from me. And we're already on lap 11. There's only 4 laps left. Alright, so this is the last lap coming up here soon. I do like this track. It's one of my favorite tracks because it's a very high-speed track, but it's also very slow turns, a very long straight also. But I do wish there was more passes to show, but it was a pretty boring video. But yeah, I'm trying to be more consistent with the posting. But on this last lap coming up here, this guy does catch up. I thought he was going to pass me, but luckily he doesn't. If he would have passed me, I would have been very mad because I didn't want to have to do this race again. It's honestly the first race I do long format. I literally only race like 5 laps. Only do races that are 5 laps. Those are the majority of the daily races are 5 laps long. But yeah, I decided to do a longer race, and it was definitely different because you have to strategize when you want to stop and what tires you're going to start on, what tires you're going to finish on. But I think I did good, and yeah. Alright, so we ended up finishing in first, of course, but half the grid didn't even finish the race. That's why I really don't like doing these longer races. But yeah, I wish there was more to show, more passes, but there really wasn't since most people left. But hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you guys did, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post. I'm trying to be more active and more consistent, so it would really be appreciated if you guys could follow. And if you're not already, follow me on Instagram. All social medias will be down in the description.
I get it. She wanna come with me, I get it. And she wanna come for me, I get it. Diamonds dancing, she want it, I get it. Shawty want all of me, and I get it. Last day of our lives, I'ma get it. The one that she wants, cause I keep me a weapon. Throwing a V's, yeah, you know what I'm reppin'. Certified flex, it just flexing a bit. My money big, your money small, you ain't getting shit. Take it.